Dude, I can't hear. I couldn't hear
Yeah,
that clap at all,
Yeah.
bro. Your mic does not pick it up. You're all.
it's fine. It's fine. Welcome to Cool Ranch Corner episode 69.
Oh, what up, baby girl? Hold on. Hold on. Hold
He's
on.
still adjusting his camera.
This guy's been adjusting his camera for like half an hour.
It's because it started moving, baby girl. My fault. All right.
Thank you, Jorge, for joining us for this special commemorative episode.
Of course.
There is only one episode 69, so
That's true.
life updates. Pollo Loco is at 165,000 views, so that's crazy. At 175K, Theo and I are going to be trying the double chocolate cookie and the chicken bake. So keep watching that film. I've got some other stuff to talk about, but it's like its own topic. And since Jorge is a part of the film, I just felt like it could be its own topic. But Chris, anything new with you?
No, like literally nothing, dude.
No.
That's crazy.
What about you, Jorge? Any interesting things going on this past week?
Shoot, dude. This week? Oh.
Yeah. Or just anything
Um,
you want to update the audience with since our last episode? Because I think it's been like what, a month?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been living a
Month or two?
wild ride
Probably
recently.
2 months, I think.
2 months?
Damn. Yeah, no, it's been hectic for sure. Like I guess the biggest thing right now is I'm gonna go to Colombia. So who knows what the hell's gonna happen to me out there. But other than that, I mean everything is just like audition stuff. And just pulling the huzz. Well, no, I can't pull no more huzz because I got a girl, unfortunately. But
Unfortunately,
yeah.
Hope
Jesus.
she doesn't see this. Damn.
Well,
Dude,
who
what does
knows?
that
She's
term
toxic.
mean? The huzz. I keep hearing
A
that.
huzz?
Yeah, we're like I don't know where that came
Like
from or.
women. I don't know where it came from either. I just saw a SpongeBob meme where, um, whenever he like dies, like whenever he's trying to swim or something, so he's all passed out on the beach,
Yeah.
and then the lifeguard's like, "It's a
Maybe the
guy," or some
lifeguard.
shit with the binoculars, and so he starts running with like some
Oh,
crazy like some
oh,
song or whatever, and he picks him up. He's like, "Why? It's like, and the meme says like when he tries to do a backflip in front of the huzz and breaks his neck. Or something. I don't know. It's just hilarious, bro. I watched like 20 of them in like the span of 5 minutes, bro. It was ridiculous. but oh yeah.
um,
The huzz.
this is my last can of sour chug rug, so R.I.P. But you mentioned auditions. I've been prepping to the point where it's giving me like weird dreams. Like I don't know if it's
I
like just
understand.
because before I go to bed, like I'm trying like to make sure I memorize the lines good enough. Like something about it's been making my dreams like super weird. So, but I have a 6-page and a 7-page audition for a lead character, and then like the lead character's roommate in this. Obviously, I can't give more details than that, but that's like not normal. That's I mean, for a lead role, I would say it's normal, but these are like the longest auditions I've had in a long time. So
For a feature.
having to, yeah, this like indie that's supposed to shoot in like Connecticut or something. So,
Damn, that Annabelle shit. All right. It's crazy.
but yeah, it's been a good challenge, I guess, because it's a
Hell
lot
yeah.
to memorize. I think each scene is there's 2 scenes that are like 30 lines just on their own, so it's a lot. Like,
Damn.
yeah,
What the
good
hell?
shit,
Dude.
a lot, man.
Well, hope
Um,
you do good on them.
yeah, I mean, because it's in our region, I think that helps. So, but either way, I'm just happy to be auditioning again, and there's like been a steady flow. So, and for January, that's unusual. Like it's usually not this busy. Like I've seen other actors who have been acting for like 10 years be like, yeah, no, it's a really good sign. Like the industry is like booming right now. So, um, hope that continues.
Yeah, I did this DWI audition like the other day. I kind of did it the day of, just because like I wasn't expecting to do it, but then I was like, ah, well, you know what? Why not? And then so I ended up doing it, and the next day in the morning, because I sent it in at like 11, 12 at night, and the casting director emailed me telling me like, wow, really good job and all this stuff, and I was like, all right, so you're gonna give me the
Yeah,
part or what's
so
going on?
callback or
Yeah, like, come on, I'm not trying to hear all that noise. Like, give me the part or
yeah,
don't talk to me.
I don't. I mean, there's been a few times where like I've gotten positive feedback and like they tell my manager or something, but usually it's like you don't hear anything unless you move forward, you know? So
Yeah, that's why I'm
that's
like,
kind of I
I don't
would
know.
almost not want to hear anything unless I'm moving forward in the process because that's kind of like I don't know, waste of time, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I appreciate it though, like that she
Yeah,
noticed
at least it
and
was something
took the
nice.
time.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I'm grateful for that, and it's like a casting director I've seen that casts a lot of projects, so I'm like,
Oh, so that's cool. Yeah.
all right, not bad. I might be on her radar for something else later, you know?
Yeah. I did I was gonna do this audition. We talked about it last episode. I had to have a Mexican accent, and I just the more I was prepping, I was just like, nah, dog. This feels like
Hell no.
people are gonna be like, what the hell? It took place in like the 1930s too. The casting director works for like M. Night Shyamalan though, so I was like, man, I really wanted to do it, but it's just not didn't
Not
feel
cool.
right. So, and it was long too. That one was also like 5 pages, so it was yeah, it was a tough call, but I think I made the right choice.
Maybe.
Um, I guess we can move on. Our one of our main topics is TikTok got banned for like 14 hours.
Yeah, dude. Literally, like by the time that the episode got uploaded to YouTube, it had already been unbanned. Like we were
That's
talking about
crazy.
it on the podcast. It gets banned that night, and then by the time it got uploaded on YouTube, it was already back up for like at least like what like
It
6 hours or something like that. It was crazy.
it was a very depressing 24 hours because every video I saw was just like, well, guys, it's over.
Did you
I'm like,
see?
damn, bro.
Did you see people were like people in like Europe where they were like, guys, I'm willing to give you an hour of my For You page for $40, and I'm like, what? Like,
Well, people are selling. Well, so they even though they brought it back, like you can access it again. It's still not on the App Store. So people are selling iPhones that have TikTok on it for like 10K on eBay right now. Dude,
what?
it anybody watching this, if you have an iPhone, I have seen I turned off automatic updates because they said if you update your iOS, you might lose access to TikTok. So do not update your phone
Really?
because you might yeah, it might like fuck with it. So I'm stuck on
Whoa.
whatever iOS update we're on right now.
Yeah,
What?
so I looked it up on the Google Play Store and it says looking for TikTok, downloads for this app are paused due to current US legal requirements. Like,
Yeah. Well,
wow.
so Trump extended it by 75 days and he said that now they only have to sell 50% of TikTok. So I think the odds of that happening are very high compared to selling the whole thing. Mr. Beast, like he'd been posting like I'm getting on a plane right now to go talk to them and like put in a real bid. He has all these billionaires that he's working with. So
I doubt it's gonna. I don't think he's gonna do anything to get it bought. To be honest, though, I don't like. Mr. Beast has done a lot of stuff where he's like, "Oh, like yeah, we're doing this. We're
you
making
know, he
like
seems pretty. It was like a genuine video where he's like, I'm on a plane right now, guys. Like I'm seriously trying to like make an offer here. So it was interesting. Trump said when he was signing executive orders his first day, like because he was answering questions, which was really awkward because the one guy that has like all the freaking like the stack of freaking executive orders is like trying to like find the right moment to be like, here's the next one. But they asked him a bunch about TikTok, and he's like, "I've had tons of billionaires calling, like I think we're gonna get it sold, you know." And I'm like, I'm optimistic even more now. So, but it is gonna be interesting once it does sell to see like how it changes because part of that is like I think they want a different algorithm. As far as I know, the servers are already in Texas, so I don't know what they're gonna change, but I don't know. People are already complaining that they feel like certain things are getting censored that weren't before, but I haven't really noticed a difference, I guess. I think it was just weird to see people talking about how it was just a weird
I
24
mean,
hours.
I
And
I still use Instagram Reels, so
but the weird thing that people are talking about is it went down for 14 hours and people were mostly asleep for that ban because it was in the it went down at like 8:30 p.m. our time and it was back up by like 11 a.m. the next day. And so people are like, that's kind of fishy. What if they like changed something with the algorithm during that time and like, reset stuff? And I don't know. Who knows? But I feel like the fact that it was such a short ban kind of shows that, you know, people really wanted to stick around. So
yeah, and it was banned for just long enough for like people to have like a chance to post about it and stuff like that, but it wasn't banned for long enough for people to move on.
yeah, no, I definitely checked. Like I found my because you could still open the app and then it would just give you like a message like, hey,
Yeah.
this is not available. I think I checked it at least 10 times during that ban and was like, oh yeah, it's gone. Like it just made me like depressed.
Yeah,
Damn.
but it wasn't banned. Instagram Reels.
Dude, they might start paying. They might start paying again.
They better, dude. I really hope
They
so.
need to.
Because I mean, like, genuinely, like I prefer Instagram Reels just because I don't see a lot of the same garbage that I was seeing on TikTok, and like, it seems
I
like
like YouTube Shorts.
I don't think YouTube Shorts is bad either, but so Instagram Reels, like when people were starting to move from TikTok to other platforms because of the ban, immediately you saw like backlash. People were like, "We don't want your crappy TikTok dancing on our for you pages." Like the Instagram Reels, like, dude. Okay, so the problem is that a lot of Instagram Reels users are like very edgy, right? Like I consider it like the 4chan of like short form content. Like
Okay.
you see a lot of like I kid you not, like if you make a brand new account and you go on Instagram Reels, there's a very good chance that within the first 100 Reels you see a couple posts with the N word like straight up being
Well,
said.
Mark Zuckerberg said that they were changing things on the platform, and I started seeing all these changes. And then he went on Joe Rogan and like talked about it. But one day, it just like my whole Instagram just completely changed. I don't know if you guys had the same thing happen, but like
Yeah.
I told Bobby, I was like, look, this is not me. Something changed, and like I'm putting not interested, but it's just like booty shaking, bro. Just everywhere I go, like you know how like you have the for you tab?
Hell
Yeah.
nah.
It was all of a sudden just booty
Hell
shaking.
nah. Hey,
Like
I got
every
you.
other video.
I got you, Derek. Hey, nah, I got you. It's all good.
But it was really weird that like all of a sudden, like the whole thing, like and it seems like they don't censor stuff on there at all anymore, man. Like
No,
I've seen
dude.
like car accidents and shit. Like
No,
Damn.
yeah, you'll see occasionally you'll see gore, but I haven't really seen any. I know Joe Rogan talks about it a lot. He said that him and Tim Dillon will like send each other videos of people getting into fights and car accidents and people getting stabbed.
yeah,
and stuff like that.
they try to like see who can find the most fucked up video that day.
Yeah.
I saw a video. There was a shooting in LA and like 8 people died, and I saw like the footage, like people just laying
What?
like all dead. Yeah, I was like, dude, this is allowed on here. Damn,
Well, so
like
that,
it was
that
bad.
and oh, dude, I guess Twitter finally set up a thing for like short form content. Did you hear about that? I guess they're doing that now.
Yeah, they've been talking about having like a for you page that
I-
just lets you scroll through
I-
videos. Because
I-
I know if you tap on a post that's like a vertical video, it'll let you keep swiping.
Yeah.
And it basically turns it to a for you page.
Yeah, I
So.
was hearing that that's something that they're starting to do. Because I guess what they want to do is something called like XTV, which first of all I was like, that's an awful name for it. But
It
it
sounds like
it
a
literally
a
does.
porn site.
Yeah.
Twitter is technically porn at this point, dog.
We
Like,
won't get
eh.
into that, but you're right.
Oh,
Because
we will.
it's
Episode 69.
um,
Man, what the fuck?
It got all dark.
but yeah, dude, like because that's the thing that's really been like a meme about that platform is that it's always been used for that. And so I guess
Oh yeah.
the XTV is supposed to be more of like
It's
making
like
it more like
Tumblr.
it's supposed to be a competitor to YouTube, basically, is what I was told.
Bro, it's just gonna be a bunch of nasty shit on there.
Well,
I don't
I'm
know.
sure, but there's also a lot of politics on there. So I think
Oh,
it's gonna be kind of like is it Rumble? Isn't Rumble like a
Yeah,
political type?
that's
Yeah,
basically, yeah,
I
that's where
think
like
that's
all the political stuff
yeah.
is.
So I think that's what it's gonna turn into. But you're also gonna have like I mean, the thing is though, you'll go on Twitter and you'll see a lot of stuff where it's just like, look at this really pretty place in Sweden or something like that. Like you'll see a lot of the same stuff that you would see on like Instagram, where it's just normal content that's like social media stuff. Like it's like what social media used to be like, where you just see a boring post about look at how pretty this lake is. So there's going to be a variety of stuff on there, but I don't think it's going to be anything like YouTube. YouTube is really just very unique as far as what's on there. You don't find that
Yeah.
anywhere else. So
Yeah. Well, before we move on to our next topic, one more thing about the TikTok ban that was kind of sad was right before people were doing all kinds of crazy stuff right before it got banned because they thought it might not come back, and so like people were like coming out and like talking about their deepest darkest secret, and like that was like a trend, and so people are like all having like, oh shit, I gotta delete that like as soon as it came back up. But one of the sad things I saw where people are like, well guys, I guess I'm just gonna stop making content because I've asked I've asked you to go to my YouTube. I've asked you and nobody's going. And I'm just like, oh,
Oh,
Well,
so
damn.
sad.
and
Somebody's like, I've gotten over 10 million views on my videos asking you to go to my YouTube. And this is it. And it's like 1,700 subs. Something like nobody's going. It's like, and I saw somebody who's like, well, guys, it's going away. And I guess I don't give a fuck because I guess you guys are the most lazy people I've ever seen. You won't go to my other accounts.
well, because there was a thing that happened. Do you remember like
Uh,
the Vine migration? When Vine got shut down, everybody went over to YouTube, and so you had like Logan Paul and Jake Paul, who were originally on Vine. They went on to YouTube, and you see how big they are now. And then you have people like Drew Gooden, who that was the guy that's the road work ahead. I sure hope it does. Like that guy is like still
Oh,
he's still pretty big on YouTube. Like that guy's been very
wow.
successful, and so I'm sure that's what they're trying to do is have that same sort of migration, but only the people who could really make stuff that stood out survived after the Vine migration. Like there's people who you'll recognize them now on like Instagram because they're posting similar stuff, but they don't make content
well,
that translates to YouTube very well.
not only that, like I think that because TikTok is mostly like a younger audience, they don't like YouTube as much, and like I don't know. I've also seen that um because of the like age restriction stuff. So like you can have a TikTok account under 18 and it'll just be like, oh, you can't, depending on your parental settings, you can't like comment, and comments aren't on your own videos. Like
And you
only
also,
friends can comment on your videos and stuff.
yeah,
Whereas YouTube, if you have like a parental locked account where it's like you can only be, you have to be at least 13, which I think is the same for TikTok.
yeah.
But with YouTube, it literally will only show you stuff made for kids, and so they don't go over there because it's like, oh, I don't want to see a bunch of kids shit, you know? So I don't know, it's weird. I do think the platform that benefited the most is probably Instagram from
Yeah.
that ban.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see how long. I think give it another month and it'll be sold. That's what I think. That's my prediction. But
Yeah.
to who? I don't
Surprised,
know.
surprised people deleted it right away too. Like,
Yeah, that was
why?
stupid.
Well, so I bet
Like,
you there's creators that deleted it and now they can't get back on there and they're just screwed.
No,
I
you can
mean,
access it on desktop. You just have to upload that way, and like you don't have all the same features and stuff. That's like you can't edit your videos on TikTok if you don't have the app.
You
So
got people who are just like emailing their TikToks to themselves so they can post it online on their
just
computer.
like that meme where it's like the fucking the mouse from Tom and Jerry like crying,
Oh yeah.
having to
Hey,
do it
but
that way.
Did you just call it the mouse from Tom and Jerry?
I don't remember.
oh my
Is it
God, I
Tom?
did that.
It's Jerry, bro.
Damn, dude. Ain't no way. But if there's anyone watching that wants a phone with TikTok on it, I got two extra. You know,
Yeah, bro.
cough up them 10 bands. But if you want both for 8 each, I can work with you. You feel me? Just
Bro's gonna
saying.
buy a
Bro,
new
somebody's gonna
car.
hit him up. Um,
Yeah.
I guess one other thing to talk about before we move on, because I just remembered, we are slowly migrating the podcast over to its own dedicated YouTube channel. So Chris is making these really good thumbnails, and he's remastering the audio for each episode. So it is worth going back if you want to see how the podcast started and how it evolved to what it is now. It's Cool Ranch Corner. That's the name of the YouTube channel. We are trying to get it monetized, because that's kind of like one of the benefits of using YouTube. So we're trying to get to 1,000 subs, and I think we're at like 199. So go sub to the Cool Ranch Corner podcast channel. We're going to be uploading exclusive clips, shorts, things on there, and the remastered versions. Once we catch up to the most current episode, we're no longer going to be posting the episodes to my channel. So if you want to still see the podcast, you're going to have to go follow that channel. But we're just trying to keep things separate because it's easier to manage, and I think it'll be better for the podcast to have its own separate place and dedicated, content. So go follow Cool Ranch Corner. Or sub. And the next thing I want to talk about is Always Ready, because I've been getting lots of messages and comments asking about updates on that. So the overall update is that right now we are working on getting the funding. That is going to be from sponsorships. Like, I'm talking to Ford right now about a possible sponsorship, because the Ford Mustang is going to be in the film so much that I have. And then there's some local businesses and stuff we're going to talk to. I have an Indiegogo campaign that I'll be launching like the email list for on February 6th, because that'll be a month before I launch the full campaign on March 6th. Sorry, I'm boring you, Jorge. No, I'm just kidding. Like, dude, I hated when teachers would do that shit. Did you ever, like, I would see teachers get into arguments with students when I was in school, because like, what? Why are you yawning? That's rude. And I remember a teacher called me out about that one time, and I was like, haven't you seen like Mythbusters? Like, that I can't do anything about yawning. It just happens. It's like if somebody else yawns, it makes me yawn, and it's a sign that your brain is trying to stay awake. It's not like I'm trying to get more oxygen so I can focus. Like, it was like a really weird argument I got into senior year with this like teacher.
I'm so glad I didn't have a senior year, bro.
What? Really?
Yeah,
I graduated early. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
shit.
high school was like one of the worst experiences that you can have as like a person that's growing up, because it's just like you're in this awkward stage where you're
I loved senior year, but
senior year is different because, like, I guess it's either really good for you because you're getting out of school early because you passed all your classes, or you're one of those people who didn't pass all your classes, so you're like catching up. Because I had a couple people who did that in their senior year, and that was like, it's like, imagine being in your senior year and you see everybody else go home early and you can't. Like,
Damn.
that sucks. So I felt bad for those people, but yeah, high school is super awkward because you're still in that stage where you're developing.
I thought high school was way better than middle school though. Middle school is my least favorite.
I peaked in high school. I can't get a better life than that.
Wow.
No, just get back to that. No. But,
Back to Always Ready though. I have a meeting on Monday with our gaffer that worked on Oppenheimer. Looks like he's going to be coming on as a full producer. So
really?
yeah, so that's huge, because he has a lot of industry connections and like resources, and probably some ways to find more funding. So it'll help things a lot and help speed things up, hopefully. So I'm meeting with him Monday morning, and we'll add that to IMDb. And then I'm meeting with an actor on Wednesday that is in the movie that I'm actually recommending this for this episode. So that's something to talk about later. But yeah, it's really cool. He's playing supposed to play one of the recruiters in the film, so that's really cool.
Hell yeah, bro.
So yeah, we're making progress. We're getting the cast and crew together. One way or another, we should have the full funding that we're looking for by May. So by the end of May, we should be like fully funded and ready to shoot. I think as long as we get half of the budget, we'll still shoot. Because we just need that budget to film, that like half of it, and then the other half, I could show a rough cut to an investor, and he'll probably be like, "Yeah, I'll give the other half." You know, that's huge having a rough cut, like to show what the movie's gonna look like and everything already. It's basically like, "Hey, give me the money to finish it and get it distributed," and like that's a lot of movies have worked out that way, where like they fundraise for each phase, and luckily because I'm doing all of the pre-production myself, like it hasn't I haven't run into the issue where it's like I need money to keep going yet. So, but we are gonna get to a point where I gotta get some like wardrobe and stuff that does cost money. So it's not there
Oh,
yet, but we will get there at some point. Like we need some military uniforms and stuff, and I want it to look legit. So,
I got
but
like a Wii remote gun, if that helps. Like it's like a Resident Evil one. I don't know if we can use that.
maybe if you sell those TikTok iPhones, we can bring you on as an executive producer.
Shit, I'm going to Brazil, baby girl. What the hell? You seen the women out there? God damn. Well, I'm in Colombia too, dude. I'm gonna be crazy. Unfortunately, I'm going with my girl. Well, not unfortunately,
Wait, he
but
says
like,
it again, bro.
I always say unfortunately, and it's like,
nah, baby girl. If you do see this, which I don't know if you will, but if you do, okay.
Oh.
Valentine's Day's coming up, so yeah, you better be
Oh, yeah.
careful.
You wanna see this? Some shit I got her real quick. So, I got a little Stitch thing, and then she likes Stitch.
Take
I still
notes,
got more
guys.
stuff. And then, oh shit. And like this thing, shit was cheap. But I mean, it's a nice little sweater, dog. You know what I mean?
He's
Like,
trying to sell it.
I got a good deal. That doesn't mean it's a bad
yeah,
quality
yeah,
shirt.
yeah, and then there's like another thing all the way over there, but you know, I ain't motivated to go all the way over there. And then there's this. And yeah, I'm thinking of getting her either like some earrings or like necklace or some shit. I gotta go to like the mall or something and figure that out. But I'll do that later.
So this is why he's got to sell those iPhones, so you can buy
Yeah,
a
Yeah.
gift.
Yeah. Selling a Wii if you guys are interested too. But no, actually no.
Bro's
That's
talking. It's like that
soliciting
scene
on-
of Transformers where he's like giving his presentation and trying to sell the fucking glasses.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a B plus. You're hawking your grandfather's shit in my classroom.
Oh man. No.
Oh,
Baby girl, though,
Um,
if you do see this, I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Um,
bro.
but anyways, Always Ready is going great. I will say, just for some like I guess director insight, I think I talked about how I watched Signs, like the Alien movie. You know what I'm talking about, Jorge?
Wait,
You ever
which one?
seen?
The M. Night
It's called
Shyamalan one?
Signs.
Mm-mm.
Damn, you gotta watch that shit. It's great. Anyways, M. Night Shyamalan is a director that I've always admired. How he doesn't have a lot of different shots. Like he'll stick to the same angle for like a longer amount of time than most directors do, and because of that, it makes it like more interesting when when it usually isn't. Instead of just cutting back and forth during the conversation constantly, it'll like linger on like a wide or something, and because of that, his earlier films, like most movies have around 1,000 shots. So like they set up the camera 1,000 different times, right? And his movies, like Signs and stuff like that, are like half of that, like 500. And so I'm going for that kind of style. And so it's been really interesting to like go like, okay, I can combine these two shots. We don't really need that shot. We'll just use these ones and stuff like that. And so as of right now, it looks like the Always Ready is going to have somewhere between 500 and 550 shots. So I thought that was an interesting detail to share, but that also makes it easier for me to storyboard, because instead of having to like storyboard 1,000 shots, it's only like 500, 550. So
How do you even
Jesus.
how do you storyboard? Do you in like
There's-
PowerPoint
there's-
or what?
some people use AI. I'm probably gonna use like I could use Canva because they have like a template thing. there's pitch.com, which is what I use for my pitch decks, and I'll probably just set it up so it's portrait, and I'll have like 3 shots per page. So we're talking like, like 200 pages or so of like 3 shots, and I'm just gonna pull shots from other movies probably because I don't have any like artistic capability, and I don't like the way that AI looks for storyboards. It's just kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could use AI.
Well, remember,
Uh,
like I guess there's that new Chinese AI called like DeepSeek or something like that.
Deep
No,
what?
DeepSeek.
yeah, deep what?
DeepSeek.
Oh, my fault. Okay.
I don't even know what you thought I
Anyways.
said, bro. But there's other alternatives to like ChatGPT as far as like trying to make images. So, if you ever wanted to use it for
Yeah,
that,
once
you could
I
do that.
once I get the shot list done, or to a point where I feel like okay, I can start storyboarding, then I'll definitely talk to you about it. But yeah, making good progress. I mean, I ran 6 miles in like 51 minutes yesterday. So
Damn.
like 45 minutes and less is considered like getting into like athlete territory. So pretty proud of that. Like that's like 8.5 minute mile for 6 miles. So it's definitely not
Pretty good.
easy. So I feel like I'm getting into really good running shape. I went to my vasectomy consultation
Oh.
appointment yesterday,
Hell
and
no.
they took my vitals, and my resting heart rate was like 56 beats per minute, and I looked it up, and like anything less than 60 is considered like really good. So I'm gonna live long if I can maintain that.
Ah, damn. That's
But
good though, dog, but the
yeah,
vasectomy, no,
feel
but
healthy.
everything else is good.
What's wrong with the vasectomy? I don't see how.
Bro, you cannot
I'm
get
done
them
having
fucking
kids.
clippers on my
I'm done
anywhere
having
near my
kids.
ball. Like, hell
Yeah, they're
no.
gonna give me a Valium too, so that's gonna be
He's
interesting.
doing it for the Valium. That's what that's what he's
Basically,
saying.
no. Um,
That's
that
crazy work.
it takes 15 minutes, and I don't have to worry about surprise kids anymore, bro. I
No,
don't.
it
I don't
takes
see
15
what's.
minutes to get your nuts off.
They're not
They're
They're
cutting
not
your
cutting your
nuts.
nut. They're not.
What?
I'm not. They're not neutering me or They literally like the way he described it is like he's like it's just a roadblock for sperm cells.
Yeah. So
That's all it is.
what they do is they.
It doesn't change your body at all. Like
We were,
everything is still the same. There's just no chance of getting pregnant.
so we were talking about it at work, and so yeah, they look. I think it's the vas deferens that they cut. So they cut that, and then if they're like a good doctor, they will actually like cauterize it so that it can't reattach itself.
Yeah.
So,
I told Bobby, I was like, she's like, why are you so nervous? And I'm like, because I don't know what this doctor looks like. And I judge doctors big time. Like if some doctor comes in and like super overweight and shit, like I don't trust them.
it's fair.
And this guy comes
That's
in
true.
and he literally looks like a fucking fitness model. Like I was like, damn, what TRT is he on?
Johnny Sins.
He just comes in, he's like, so.
Damn, hell no.
But I like as soon as this guy came in and I saw that he was like jacked and like I was like, yeah, I trust this guy. Like my nervousness went away like once I saw the doctor was like legit. So
I'm nervous.
yeah, anyways. Yeah, I'd seriously like
Mm.
I don't think we could talk about it into detail on the podcast obviously because we'll get
Oh,
demonetized,
yeah.
but I'm telling
Oh.
you, man.
No, don't tell
It's
me.
the way to go. It's the way to go.
No, the only way to go is up,
dude,
dog. No, hell no.
I mean, what they have to do for a woman so that she, like having her tubes tied or whatever they call it, that is way more like invasive and has
yeah.
way more like issues and complications, and it's like harder to reverse and all that stuff. Like, we're talking about like a couple of hours or whatever that they have to do that. And for me, I just go in. They told me I just take a Valium, have my wife drive me there. 15 minutes, we're out, and
Can you use
no
your
more
nuts,
kids.
like during a certain amount of time or no? Like,
I'm
do you have
sure.
a recovery time?
do you
I
perform the
think it's just a couple days,
obligations?
man. I literally think they said it's just a couple days.
Damn.
He was like, I was like, well, I run a lot. Like, how is that gonna affect that? And he's like, honestly, I like after 24 hours, you can try running, and if you feel fine, like if your stomach feels like they said that when they do clip them, like you kind of feel like it's almost like you got kicked in the nuts, like that
Oh,
residual like stomach feeling,
Ugh.
but it goes away. So I'm like, okay, like that's if that's and like they numb you, so you're not gonna feel anything, but just
mm-mm.
he's like you feel a little pinch and then you're good to
I
go. And
heard
I'm
I
like,
heard that there's blood for a bit afterwards.
Oh man,
dude, I
without his
mean,
period. That's
to me, it's
disgusting.
it's we talked about it. We weighed the pros and cons of everything, and this seems like the best way to go. So that's what I'm doing. I want to be able to focus on my film career. I don't want to be like 40 years old and it's like, oh, surprise,
R.I.P.
because that happens to people, man. They just have
Yeah.
like surprise kids, and that should
Wear
change. Now,
protection.
can you imagine having a kid at 40, bro? Like now you got a kid
I
in your
guess,
house till you're like almost 60.
yeah, that's unfortunate.
Like
Damn, I should be a dad right now, actually.
as of right now, I mean, by the time I'm what is it, 46, 45 or whatever, like kids should be out of the house and do
Kick them
whatever
out
we
at
want.
18.
Yeah, well, you'd hope, unless there's another freaking pandemic, and then they're gonna be stuck in there for a little bit. That's dude.
Go out
What
there, fend for yourself.
the freaking pandemic happened right when I turned 18, so yeah, there was no chance of that
But
happening.
Dad, I have nowhere to live. Not my problem.
Well,
So, get
figure
a
it
job,
out.
you freeloader.
Hell no,
Nah,
dog.
maybe all the jobs will be gone by then because of AI.
Hey, maybe.
Dad, but all the robots are taking the jobs. All right, better figure out how to
All right,
become a
cool.
robot.
Yeah.
No.
Damn.
Um.
Hmm.
Anyways, onto our quick ad break. Support us with Patreon. All kinds of benefits in there. All the way from 24-hour early access to the podcast to producer credits if you want to build up your producer resume if you're a filmmaker like me. We do our gaming sessions every Saturday. We played zombies for 2 hours today. It was awesome.
What do we get to, like round 42 or something like that? Right, 41.
42.
Was it 40?
41?
Oh, was it 40? It
I
was
think we
42
exfilled on 42.
because we
Yeah.
used the gumball.
And
40.
we could have
What's
easily
that?
have kept going. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had everything was triple pack a punch. That was good. That's a cool controller.
Hell yeah.
I like the color.
I'll show you
Got it on
mine.
Black Friday last year.
This is mine.
Nice.
This one's custom.
Is that the elite?
This one?
No, the one that Jorge has. Is that the elite?
Oh no, this is just like a random color scheme. My elite is over there, but
Dude, the
I don't
elite
really
is
use it.
legit. You
yeah.
don't use it?
I mean,
If I played with
I'm already
controller,
good
I would
enough
have to use
without the
that.
paddles. Like, if you beat me, like, it's hard to beat me on Call of Duty. Let's be real. So like, cause that's where I would use my elite. So I mean, if I were to use paddles, dog, I'd be a god.
Wait, do
But
you only ever use controller? You don't use keyboard and mouse?
mm-mm.
Whoa.
Keyboard and mouse fools cannot compete against me. But
What are you trying to say? What was
trying
that?
to say, okay, a little bit of background. I've been playing ranked since I was like what 12, and like I've had like crazy lobbies to where like the only things that can make me lose a game back then would be like hackers booting me offline to get like the number 1 master spot or something. Because I've gotten up to number 2, I could never get number 1 because
On
I'd always
what?
get booted offline.
On what?
But
All guys?
No,
What'd you get to number 1 on?
like on ranked, like on
BO2?
your bracket or whatever, right? Because there's
Yeah,
like
but
a
what
list.
game?
BO2?
It started on BO2 and then going up, but I've always been master ranked
crazy.
in every COD. So except for like these last 3, because I could care less about COD anymore.
Dude,
But-
I
master
want
rank in
to play.
Vanguard.
I want to play ranked Call of Duty, but I don't have anybody who takes it seriously.
Dude, if you play with me or my friends, dog, we can rank you up easily to platinum in just a few games. Like, cause
Let's do it.
we because the way ranked works on this one now is like you also get SR, depending on what they think your placement should be. So like if you start off in bronze, they can probably get you to like a rank or two up because they know you're not supposed to be in bronze. But like other players, they might just get 30 SR, 100 SR, whatever. Because yeah, sure, they might not be bronze either, but they're not good enough to like move up quick. So
Yeah.
sometimes that's why people get stuck. But I never have that problem. I just don't play enough because it's a grind. I hate that. I liked my 5 placement matches because I'd either like right away get into like diamond or just master, and then I'd be like, all right, and then I'd play whatever. But I hate having to just play and play and play just to rank up. And then I got dog shit teammates. My God, Robert, I'm talking about you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
hell no. Like,
Hold
he's
him
not
out.
dog shit, but like that motherfucker is he he ego pushes a lot and pisses me off. But he fool cannot wait on time for search. But anyway, yeah, like it's just I don't know. But obviously I don't what's it called dedicate time for it now just because like it's too much of a grind. So like yeah, I'm not like up to date on all the maps, the plays, and all that stuff like strats. But if I wanted to, I could easily get up there. But
We got some Call of Duty talk later if we want to talk more about it. But use code Danny D for 20% off at gfuel.com. They just announced this new bendy flavor, which everybody's like going crazy about. It's a sour dark plum flavor, which sounds interesting. Always down for a new sour flavor. Code Danny D for 10% off Fit Butters. Dude, we have been trying so much Fit Butters. They just released that chocolate peanut butter wafer one. That's delicious. I haven't tried the golden dream cookie yet, but it's supposed to be like a golden Oreo. So I'm excited to try that. But if you buy 4 tubs of Fit Butters, you get free shipping, and it is worth it, man. I mean, it's really good stuff. Only flavor I would hands down not recommend is the I think it was like caramel apple. Like the apple slices
Oh
just
yeah.
didn't. The dried apple slices just got this weird texture to them from sitting in the peanut butter. So, but the rest of it, I mean, look at all those flavors, dude. I could freaking throw a ball of paper and hit a good flavor. They're all good, man. They're so good, dude. I don't. You could start to see that fucking shelf is starting to sag
Yeah.
in the middle. It's so much weight. I don't know if animal cookie's still on there, but that's delicious. Red velvet cheesecake was gone like instantly. I'm so glad I got it. Theo's like, "Can I have some Fit Butters?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you just can't have the red velvet cheesecake. We're saving that shit." So good.
Did they still sell
We
that
tried.
one?
No, it was like a limited drop for Christmas.
Oh. Dang, man.
Oh,
Well-
Boston cream pie is really good. That one's really good.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, guys, support us with all that stuff. Giveaways. We don't have any giveaways this week, but we do have Patreon questions, which are one of the benefits of joining our Patreon. So we're gonna get to those. I did ask for some sus questions for episode 69, so I don't know what's in here. I purposely did not look because I wanted to be surprised.
Oh boy.
All right, starting off
Get
with
started.
piece of scrap. Asks Derek, this isn't sus. What's your favorite memory or moment you have experienced with your family?
It's like
Disney
super
World.
wholesome.
Disney World was great. Casey being born was great.
Oh,
I mean, just milestones, things like that. But I mean, Disney World was really cool because it's a magical place and everything. We're supposed to go to Universal Studios beginning of March, so that'll be fun to take the whole family to.
Orlando?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 parks, not just one like Hollywood.
Yeah.
But I'm curious. I'm excited to get some butterbeer. Woo!
It's definitely like you gotta dedicate a day to each park because they're too big to like park hop, you know? I mean, you can. We did, but
I think we're gonna do one day. It's gonna be like a 12-hour day. Yeah. I mean,
well, we
Theo
did
can't
go
even
late,
go on
just not
everything,
to
so
woke up late, but
I mean, we're getting there early, but
Ooh.
make sure you line up early for the park hop thing too, because there could be a long there could be a long ass line to get on that damn train or whatever.
gotcha. Kai Zin says, "How many times do you think about LeBron, and what are those thoughts?" Jorge.
God, fool's my king. Like, I think he's the only reason I'm still here to this day. He, I don't know, something about Le Bonbon that just gets me going. You know what I mean? Like, the way he just touches that ball, is just unreal. Like, have you seen that guy's hands? He could grip me anytime he wants. I don't care. Like, he, anytime I see a LeBron edit, I just know like I'm gonna have a good day because I got to see him. And because of that, I just I keep thriving. I keep pursuing my goals just because I hope one day I can just get him to just take a
Jesus.
I just okay, you know what? All right. I think that's good enough. No, Chris.
I'd
All
say
right.
that question's been answered.
My
The bonbon.
holy king.
Tyler Moen has a couple questions here. He first of all says, what is the best setting / your favorite setting to be in while enjoying a cold beer or mixed drink? I think the best place is the beach, but I mean, a social gathering of any sort is good. Um, I'm gonna be honest though, I kind of, I don't, I may have given up drinking.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it just, I don't know, man. That like everything about it, like it's just like the trade off for some temporary fun is just not worth it. Um, it's not. It doesn't support my fitness goals. Like once I stopped drinking, I saw my fitness level just skyrocket. So
Well, let's
not
bring it
really
back
interested
down.
in
Let's go to the
drinking right
bar.
now, But yeah, a nice michelada on the beach, best.
Oh,
For Jorge, what does one have to do to become a snow bunny king, such as yourself?
what? All right.
Jesus, bro.
All right. So I consider myself a hunter. All right. So when I go to these areas, look, this is a saying I always live by. If it ain't snowing, I ain't going. You know what I mean? So, so anytime like Miami, there's some places where it's snowing a lot. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, whoa. So I make sure I RSVP anything, any situation where I can see some snow. And the way to become a snow bunny king is sometimes you just gotta show your ethnicity, your culture, because them snow bunnies like that. You know what I mean? They like a little spice. They like a little something else. They don't like that unseasoned nonsense. They want some spice. So just speak a little Spanish like "Hola, cómo estás" type shit. And bro, these snow bunnies, you don't even gotta hunt them no more. They're gonna chase you. They're gonna want to be pet. You feel me? They're gonna be like, "Look, what you trying to get into?" And I'll be like, "Look, baby girl, trying to get into you." You know what I mean? Like it's a whole nother level with snow bunnies because they crave something that they're not used to. You know what I mean? So like the way you become that king is just to be someone that you would feel like they wouldn't usually get. You know what I mean? So like just do that and you're cherry, dude. Like these snow bunnies will be coming at you. You're gonna have a full field of snow bunnies. Like it's gonna be winter all year, baby girl. You feel me? Hell yeah. But yeah, what was the question though? I think that,
I
yeah,
think you
right.
You
answered it.
answered
Yeah,
it. You
yeah.
answered
Okay,
it.
okay.
Super Dude 01 says, "What is your favorite theme park?" I think
Legoland.
Disney World.
Yeah,
I'm going
no,
Disney World.
Universal, maybe. Just because I like the
Orlando?
rides better.
Universal
Uh,
Orlando, or
that
because
might be
I
tough.
when I went to Hollywood, Universal Hollywood, I was like, yo, like I thought they were gonna have more rides.
No, that shit's small. Um, yeah, I would have to say Orlando because of its size, but I do like the studio tour from Hollywood. Um, and I don't know, I just feel like Hollywood is also it feels a lot more like Universal Studios than Orlando does. that makes sense. Like once you go, you'll understand what I mean. But like, I did see that they're making a new like park or an expansion, so then that's probably gonna top Hollywood by like 10 times more. I don't know. So
Hmm.
I would say Universal for me.
Yeah, as of right now, I would say Disney World just because I like how like you go to one park and it's like all about food. You go to another park, it's all about, like they have
Like
like the what is it? Maybe it's called like Hollywood Studios, the name of the one of
yeah,
the parks. Yeah, like it's cool that each park has its own theme and you find different things there. Yeah, I would go with that. Chris hasn't really
Like I said,
been anywhere.
I said Legoland because I've been to like 3 theme parks my whole life, and it's
really.
Six Flags in, was it San Diego? Is that where it was? That's where we used to
Did
go
you
to.
even go on anything? Like,
I went on the Ninja and then cried. And then
Really, you don't like
yeah,
rides?
I was like, I think I was like 8 or 9. Like
Oh,
I was like not, I was not interested in roller coasters, but I kind of got like pushed onto one, and I was like, all right, fine. And then I
I
closed my eyes
love
the whole
roller
time.
coasters.
me
Um,
too.
So fun.
then we've been to SeaWorld a few times, and SeaWorld's all right, but once you've seen it once, you've kind of seen everything. Like,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
I think it'd be really cool, like to if they had like a place where you could go like play with the seals or something like that, because seals are cool, but they don't do
Just get
that.
mauled by a pack of seals.
Jesus.
Or maybe I'm thinking of sea lion. I don't know, but like there's some animals that would actually be like dude, I would love to hang out with some penguins. Do you know that penguins think that
Oh,
that
hell yeah.
like
My favorite animal.
when they see a human, they think that they're another penguin
Oh, look,
because
I got. Oh, that shit's a duck. Never mind. My
but
fault.
yeah, so because penguins stand, when they see somebody that's standing like that, they go, that's another penguin. And that's why they're so friendly, because they're like, what are you doing out
Really?
here? Yeah,
Yeah, penguins are dope.
yeah.
Well, that is
Um,
my favorite animal.
They're super
Really.
chill. Not
but
hostile at all.
Legoland,
Oh,
I always really thought that was a really cool theme park because there's nothing really quite like it. Like, I remember we went one time and they had this little area where like I guess they're doing like a dinosaur theme or something like that, and so we had to take these brushes and we would uncover dinosaur bones, and when you found something, you would go and get somebody and they would give you a prize for it. And
in Legoland?
yeah, dude,
Oh,
it was
shit.
sick,
I
dude.
just remember getting my driver's license at
Yeah,
Legoland.
dude,
What?
I had that in my wallet for the
Yeah,
longest
they have
time.
like a Legoland driver course thing. That's pretty
Yeah, they
funny.
had like a loop that you would go around for a while, and I remember like that was super fun because you could like crash into each other and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Legoland is definitely geared towards kids though. Like I think if you went to Legoland now as a 20-something-year-old adult, it just wouldn't
yeah.
have the same effect.
Yeah, but I think if I was a parent taking like my child to Legoland, like
Yeah, I would.
Is
I would
there?
get a lot of
Yeah,
enjoyment
no,
from seeing
definitely.
my kid get to go and have fun like that because like I said,
Yeah,
there's nothing quite like it, and it's like that's a huge like toy for people is Legos,
yeah.
right? And for kids especially, like, it really gets them a chance to express their creativity, and so
Yeah.
you're kind of introducing him to that, and it's just
I
like it's
think
a good place to go to for a
I
kid,
think
I would
when
say.
Casey's like 4 or 5 and Theo's like 10, 11, or 12, that'll be a good time to take them to Legoland
Yeah.
because they'll
Well,
both get something out of it.
so
But
I still have a bunch of Lego sets from when I was a kid. I have that big table, and I know for a fact as soon as I get a house, I'm bringing that with me, and I'm gonna have that for when I have kids. So
Oh, wow.
nice.
yeah.
How's the food at Universal Studios Orlando?
I
Anything
mean,
worth getting?
honestly, all these theme parks are pretty basic when it comes to that type of food. Like, it's
Like I
just your
said,
basic pizza.
Disney World has that one park that has like food from all over the
Oh,
world.
Epcot? Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, but I don't
Yeah.
think any other theme park has anything like that. So
Yeah, no, that's the only like exception that's different. But like it's like every other theme park. It's gonna be a normal ass pizza. There's the corn dog from the Mummy ride. Like I like that one because it's
ooh,
like spicy. That one is like really
Mm.
good. I'm like,
I'll have to
damn, I
try
love me a
that.
little bit of dizzy, you feel me?
Well,
But
I
yeah,
know that each park has like these dedicated restaurants that are supposed to have really good food, but you have to like make a reservation like
oh,
a year in advance for a lot of them. So
they're not that great. We had one, I forgot what it was.
they're
But like
expensive.
it's just the hype, that's all it is. I mean, it's just normal food, honestly.
I mean, I
I don't
see
know.
like Super Mario World has like
Oh
burgers with
yeah,
like a yeah, they have like
the
some
burger.
things there,
That's
but
really good. The
yeah.
burger. We had because we got a bunch of shit because you know how I went before it actually opened to the public.
Hmm.
So like we got to try everything basically. So we had the burger, we had tiramisu, we had some like I think it was like some cake or some cupcake. It was
I,
like a Princess Peach thing,
I
and
love
then
tiramisu.
What even is
yeah, it was
it?
just a bunch of stuff. It was pretty
What is
good.
tiramisu?
Yeah.
It's like a coffee cake that has like vanilla like you know those like almost like the Nutty Buddy bars but without the
Yeah.
The
chocolate like
wafers.
The
wafers in
yeah.
it. So it has like this really cool texture to it.
Mm.
It's almost like a and the cake is usually kind of spongy. It's just a really good texture and it's usually like a chilled cake so it's like cold and it tastes like coffee and like I don't know. I love that shit.
Mm.
Isn't it
Mm.
Italian?
What?
Tiramisu is it Italian or French?
I think it's
Can't remember.
I think it's
A lot of
Italian.
it, a lot of
I
Italian
don't know.
restaurants have tiramisu.
I see that shit at like Chinese buffets.
Yeah, it's
But
become really popular, but that shit's
um,
good.
It's Italian.
you know,
Yeah,
the
it's good
Star
shit.
Wars one, it's by Galaxy's Edge. It's like this big ass cafeteria that they got next to it. Um, they have like some really good like chicken and mashed potatoes. I was like, God damn. I might have just been hungry, but like it was
When
that's
we
pretty
went
good.
to Universal Studios Hollywood, we went into like the Jurassic World area and they had like a
Oh,
cafeteria and we went in there and like they were like, "You guys want to eat here?" And I was like, "Bro, this looks like some school cafeteria food."
dude,
I'm
that's
good,
the
bro.
worst
There's like
food I've
dino
ever had.
nuggets and stuff.
No, yeah.
100% worst food.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
awful looking.
I would say Jurassic is the worst. Then Simpsons food follows it.
Whoa.
And then of course you have all the random like diners and stuff like that. I feel like those kind of fall in the middle. And then I would say like the corn dog and the Super Mario one are the top for sure when it comes to the food there.
I think we'll get some
Um,
Super Mario food. I that's
yeah.
I've been dieting really strict. But it's gonna be close to my birthday, so I think I'm gonna let loose for a day and just have whatever. Get some butter beer, get a corn dog, shit like that. Um,
Get the spicy one. That shit's good.
dude, speaking of like Galaxy's Edge, the freaking did you try like the blue milk and stuff?
I think so. I don't
Dude,
remember.
I had the one that had like tequila and stuff in it. It was so good. It was like a milkshake.
Oh shit. I have the
Yeah,
little
it was
soda
good.
thing. It's actually right over there.
So
But
expensive, but worth it.
I have the little
Whatever.
mushroom too.
What
Like
happened?
to have to your drink.
What happened with that one? Didn't they have like some Star Wars hotel that was like super overpriced?
Yeah, I don't know
Um,
if it's still a thing or not, but
What a shame.
it didn't seem worth it.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, Star Wars just completely fell off for me.
Dude,
I really don't care
they're
about it
coming out
anymore.
with a new movie that's entirely about Rey.
Yeah, and they can't find a director who's willing to sign on.
Ray, was that the one that was
That's
after
that's the girl from the sequels.
I haven't seen those.
Lucky you, man. Honestly, lucky you.
You're not missing out. Like Force
Yeah.
Awakens may be
But
worth watching, but the other two,
I
eh.
tried rewatching Force Awakens and immediately I was like, why am I watching this? Like I gave up like 15 minutes in.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
really
be honest.
unfortunate. They really shit those movies out too quick, man.
Yeah.
No plan whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really seen any Star Wars movies necessarily. I've seen parts. I know some shit that goes down, like that one where Anakin and Obi-Wan are fighting in some like lava thing or
No,
whatever.
episode
I saw
three.
Revenge of
that
the
part,
Sith,
That's
yeah.
still my favorite episode out of all those
but
movies.
yeah, I tried watching it, like the first one. I think what is it? Episode 3 is the first one, right, or something like that. I don't know, but
Well,
like the way it
There's
came out,
so
right?
much
or some
wrong
shit?
with that.
4, 5, and 6 came out before
Oh,
1, 2, and 3.
4. Sorry, 4. Okay, I tried watching it. It was the one where it's like with Luke, right, or some shit like
Yeah.
whatever.
Like
I
New
fell
Hope
asleep
is
twice. I
it's
was like,
slow, it's low budget.
I could tell.
The story's really good, but like it's rated G. Like it's
Is it
I
really?
couldn't.
mhm.
I couldn't sit through it, dude. It was boring. And I don't know.
I wonder it was
That might trigger some Star Wars fans, but
but they show blood. Like someone's arm gets cut off in episode 4.
There's not really blood though. It's like
It's
it-
like
it-
it's like alien
it's like
blood,
alien
yeah.
blood, yeah.
But like they literally like they have a whole shot that I'm gonna have to look into that. But dang, G is crazy. I would assume at least PG.
Jesus, bro.
Well, Jaws is PG. Did you know that?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They didn't have a PG-13 back then, or else it would have been PG-13. But
So they don't have like blood and stuff, or
it
like
was
There's
pretty
blood.
much like it was like G, PG, or R.
Or NC-17.
I should have
Yeah,
just made
which
it
is
hard.
NC-17 was basically a way for them to just be like, we're not showing your movie. And then you know what I noticed now? A new strategy is to release movies unrated.
Yeah.
Like I think Flight Risk is unrated.
Mm.
The Terrifier movies are unrated.
How are they allowed to
Oh,
do that though?
jeez.
Like, cause couldn't they do that with any movie? And then like when you go to a movie theater, couldn't you don't have to show ID?
Okay,
to
no,
get in?
Flight Risk is rated R. I don't know why it shows up as unrated on Regal, but
Like how does that affect ticket sales? Like, can you go in without having?
it's
your
not
ID?
a full wide release. It's like a limited release, and
How does it affect
if
LeBron's
it makes
legacy?
money, then it does better. But if it makes money, then they leave it in the theaters longer. But
Did you miss that? Did you not?
I
hear what he just
did, but they basically have to like negotiate with the theater chains like one on one for that specific movie, whereas usually studios have a deal with the chains already. But what did you say?
He said, "How does this affect LeBron's legacy?"
Oh, God.
LeBron.
Oh, man, bro.
Last question.
My king.
We got two questions from Tommy. The first one says, Derek, what's another car you dream of owning? I mean, I would like to get the last generation V8 of Mustangs someday, whenever they decide to do that. I think Trump actually like relaxed like the fuel economy standards and stuff that are causing them to phase out V8s. So he might have actually extended the lifespan of V8s. But yeah, I would say that. Or I mean, of course, it would be cool to own like a Shelby GT500, but they get such bad gas mileage. It's not even like worth getting or like to drive around. You know what I mean? It's like a weekend car or something that you drive like very rarely, like a collector's item. You know. And if you got money to drop like $110,000 on a car, like that's you're in a whole different situation at that point. So
Yeah, you got nothing to worry about. Though.
yeah. Jorge, Sabrina Carpenter or Camila Cabello?
Is that a question, dog? Like shit, I hit both. But here's the issue. All right. I have a top 10 list of celebrity crushes, right? Number 1, Ariana Grande. Number 2, Madison Beer. And number 3, Camila Cabello. Sabrina Carpenter, in that sense, is not going to compete with my little Camila. You know, like, I don't know if it's also because I've met Camilla and talked to her and everything. And, dude, oh my gosh, she smells so good. But, okay. Dude, it's unreal. Like, dude, I feel like she looks better in person than in pictures, and she's already a fucking goddess. Like, oh my god, I'm about to get frustrated. But
Really
okay.
though, Ariana Grande is number one.
Okay, so when I was a kid,
She looks like she's starving to death, man.
Well, that's recently, isn't it?
I'm gonna disregard that. All right, so
Yeah, look at a
Bro,
current
he's about to
picture.
throw
It's, like,
hands with you for
I'm
saying
hitting
concerning.
it. I'm still hitting. I don't care. I'm hitting those bones.
She might die.
Okay, that's a good way to go.
Her heart
But
might give
anyway.
out.
Shit, it's all right. I already gave her my heart. But anyway, so when I was younger, sometimes I'd watch Victorious if it was on Nickelodeon or something, right? And I saw Ariana Grande. You know, I guess I have a thing for redheads because I had a crush on the Little Mermaid too. But
Oh yeah, that was when she had her hair dyed, right?
yeah, she was like, damn, do I like dumb bitches? But
Go like this.
Sorry.
Go like this. Is it gonna do it? Why didn't it do it?
It did it, and then it stopped doing it.
okay,
A thumbs
well,
up bubble popped up.
I fell in love with her. Like my very first crush was Hilary Duff when I saw like Lizzie McGuire movie. Like I was like, oh my god, you know. But I was like a little kid.
Hilary Duff still looks great.
Oh yeah, dude. I was like, damn, bro. Like I'm down for some MILF. But with Ariana Grande, dude, it was a whole nother story. I saw her and I immediately fell in love, and I was like, because I was like what 10 maybe, I don't know, but I was like, whoa, like
Ever since I saw that video where she was with her boyfriend at the donut shop and was like licking the donuts when the worker wasn't looking, I was like, what is wrong with this bitch?
shit.
Wait, what?
Yeah, she was licking the donuts when the guy at the counter wasn't looking. That's gross.
He's like she's being bumped down to a second place now.
No. If anything, it's higher.
He's like, damn, let me get those
You got
donuts.
licking abilities? What the hell?
Wait, but so I don't understand. They were just like donuts that were out for customers, and she was like licking them, or what? I don't understand.
I
Yeah.
don't know what the problem is. I'd buy that donut in a heartbeat. Shit, I'd
I
try to lick
mean,
more. You know, I don't care. Like,
I,
dude.
I think that's
I'm just like,
nasty.
I mean, but
I don't
like,
want some random person's saliva on my
yeah,
donut when I
even if
buy
they're
it.
famous, like I don't care if
She could be
it's
sick.
yeah.
She could have
she
herpes.
could get me sick. I don't care, dude. Like, I'll start barking. Like, I'll get feral.
Into
I'll get aggressive. No, I'll become pit bull. Right
the-
I'll be on all fours, dude. I don't care. Like, she could tell me whatever the hell she wants. Like, I don't care. Like, swear. The things I would do. Uh-huh.
Jesus
Anyways.
What was the
Christ.
You answered it.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, I seriously, yeah, you're not concerned. She literally like,
Yeah, I am
she
concerned
has
for my
like,
baby girl.
yeah, she
Like, if
looks
she needs some meat, I
sickly.
got some meat for her. You feel me? Like, in both senses. You know what I mean? Like, I can.
All right,
cook her and-
last question from Tommy. Chris, what is your favorite place you've traveled to?
Oh,
Don't say
dang.
Legoland.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say Legoland. It's definitely not my favorite place to travel to. I don't know. I remember we went to Coronado Island a few times,
Huh.
and I have. It's such an awful
Cool place.
memory, but it's also like I was very fond of it because I remember I think you were there for it, Deej. Where so we had gone there, and then I guess there was a bunch of jellyfish that are washing up on the shore, and there was this group of kids that had dug a giant hole and they were just throwing the jellyfish in there. They had like a mass grave for these jellyfish. And at first, you know, like you hear that and you go, oh, God, that sounds messed up. But for some reason, all of us, like all three of us, we were like, let's just join them. And so I guess like for some reason we made friends with these random kids and we were all shoveling jellyfish into this hole, right? But there's something so special about like we were like, oh, that seems fun, and we just started hanging out with these random kids we didn't know that we were never gonna meet again. And to me, great memory. Awful looking back at it because that was a mass grave, but it was
I
cool
remember
that we hang out
we
with
would
those
always go to like Johnny Rockets, wouldn't we?
That
like
was
whenever we were there.
we would go to Johnny Rockets when we went to Phoenix and I think maybe San Diego, but we would usually go to a mall and then go to Johnny Rockets, which Johnny Rockets that's not a very common place, but I really like their chicken, dude.
Every theme park has a Johnny Rockets in it. Like Universal had one,
Oh, wow.
Disney had one. Pretty sure Six Flags has one.
Yeah, I don't think they do like standalone locations like McDonald's.
They have such good milkshakes.
God,
Good
I-
milkshakes.
dude. On the topic of food, I saw you posted a video about eating Taco Bell, and I think I'm gonna get Taco Bell today, 100%.
Dude, if you get those cheesy dipping burritos, they're basically like quesadillas.
How much are
Without they don't like I don't know, like $7. You get like 2 of them, and dude, you got to try the Dirty Baja Blast. It's really good.
What is that?
Dirty
It's got like vanilla cream in it.
Oh,
cream.
You can either get the slushy, you can get the slushy, or you can get the slushy that has the cream in it, or you can get like the soda that has. The
I
cream in
gotta.
it.
Oof. I don't know. The one thing that does make me mad is Taco Bell still like they I put in a thing where they messed up my order, like they forgot the nachos. They're like, here's a $10 credit, and I could never use it. So
What the hell?
yeah, I couldn't check out from the app. So
Damn.
That sucks.
yeah,
Anyways, thank you guys for your wonderful questions.
cream.
No problem.
What?
He said no problem.
Weekly Black Ops 6 / General Gaming Talk.
I wanna start with this, okay? So the Tomb got announced, all right? So, like I said in previous episodes, it's supposed to be sort of like Origins adjacent, and that it's an excavation site where they're trying to find an artifact or blah blah blah. And Jorge, you haven't seen very many details about this map, right? So
I haven't kept up with COD in a minute.
here's what's going on with it. So the PPSH is being added. The Ice Staff from Origins is making a return, and
Oh.
then they're adding the Mimic from Cold War back. It's like a shock mimic, so it's supposed to stun you. And so they're gonna have the Mimic plus the Amalgam plus the Doppelgas in this map. So there's gonna be a lot of special zombies in this.
I hate amalgams, dude. They're so annoying.
Those are the ones with a lot of arms, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
the
they
ones
have
that
like
will straight
an
up pull you.
insane amount of health. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the first thing I'm gonna say is the Ice Staff is the only staff that's returning from Origins. There are supposed to be 4 staffs. You have Ice, Fire, Lightning, and Wind. Okay,
Why'd they
and
choose ice?
I don't know. And the fact that they didn't include all 4, there's been some debate about. Okay, so first off, does that mean there's only one staff the whole match? Like, can only one person have it, or can multiple people have it? And the other thing is, if they did 4 elements for the last map, why not for this one?
That's
So
what I'm saying. That's weird.
That's what's bothering me. And then the perk they're adding is Death Perception. Okay, Death Perception lets you see through walls, and you can see like the locations of certain
Drops?
not well. I think you might be able to see drops, but the big thing is you can see like, oh, I can see the mystery boxes through this wall. I can see the perks or through this wall or whatever, right? So it's supposed to sort of help you see where things are at. But I'm like, isn't this just Vulturade with like different, like slightly different abilities? Like, why didn't they just make this all the perk
No,
stuff from
I don't. I don't.
Perception part of Vulturade? Because that
I
used to
wouldn't
be
say
thing.
that, but it definitely feels like a very low priority perk, though.
Well,
Like, I'm
Vulturade
not.
used to do that in Black Ops 2 though, like on Barry.
So they just split it into 2.
Yeah, and I'm like, what was this? Is
Voltrade
just
was unburied?
yeah.
What the
Yeah,
hell was that
Vulturade
from?
is dope, man. I love that
Vulturade was
perk.
awesome and buried. So yeah, it had the same abilities. Plus, you could see where the mystery box was at and stuff like that. Which the box I get because it changes location, but the perks I don't need to see that. They're in the same spot. Once you've seen it for the first time, you know where they're at afterwards. And there's a mini map, and you can enlarge it to see where everything's at. What is the point of that? What is
I
the
would
point
like to be able to see salvage and all the stuff that Vulturade drops through
So-
walls. That's helpful.
There are augments for this. So let me see what it says. It says, on point when approaching a pinged point that is in your field of view, gain 10. Oh no, this is someone's just making fanfic. That's different. So they had a thing about it, but one of them I think you actually get more salvage or something like that. Okay, here it is. Treasure Hunter. Spot items others can miss from loot containers as well as special and elite kills. Death Stare. Your elemental weakness damage has a chance to kill an enemy that is low on health. That's decent. Critical Eye. Small chance that a body shot becomes a critical shot. Decent. Bird's Eye View. The minimap scan rate is increased. I don't care. Extra change. Find extra essence under more locations. I think that means when you go and get change from under a perk, you get like maybe 25 extra points or something. And then further insight. Increase perception radius. Like,
Wait, what are those? What are you reading?
these are the augments for
They're
death perception.
augments.
Yeah.
Oh,
The upgrades
Yeah.
for the perk. And so it says or it says the perk first appeared in Black Ops 4, which that's why people were confused when it got added to Cold War. But like it literally just people were like, this is just Vulturade when it came out in Black Ops 4. So when it got added to Cold War, people were like, why not just add Vulturade? And now that they've added Vulturade in this game, I'm like, why are you guys adding this perk? I want Mule Kick. When is Mule Kick coming out?
Well, I
that's
think
true.
they're
I love
coming out with a
Mule
new map every season. How many seasons are there going to be? 6?
6.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I'm sure it'll come. I hope that Mule Kick is season 3. I really do, because it kind of sucks going. If they make us wait till like season 5 or 6, I'm not gonna be happy about that.
You know what's most frustrating? They're adding a perk to multiplayer for this upcoming season that allows you to replace your melee weapon with a launcher. So,
What?
which I actually like that because I rarely ever want to use a melee weapon in multiplayer. And once you've gotten gold on like 2 of them, like you don't need a melee
Yeah.
weapon anymore, right? So you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna start leveling up my launchers while I'm leveling up my other guns. Totally fair. Why can't we have something like that as like an augment for Mule Kick for
It
some-
might be.
like that would be great.
That
I
is
would
a
love
cool
that.
thing.
Because could you imagine you could have 4 weapons?
Yeah.
That
No,
would
I
be
bet.
so
I,
sick.
I,
Crazy.
I bet you that is gonna be a thing.
I
That
hope
probably
so.
have to be like the last unlock though, because that would be hella OP.
Oh well,
Have 4 weapons.
you should have seen. So what I was doing today is on Citadel de Mor, they have a trap called a Point of Power where gives you extra damage, but it also
Yeah.
gives you infinite ammo for the duration of the trap. And so I
It's
got a
an
rocket
augment,
launcher. No,
or
it's
that's
not.
just part of it.
That's part of the trap. Like the trap,
I
like
wish I had known that because I'd be using that shit all the
The one
time.
on
well,
the
that
floor, right? That red one,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
the
So
demonic stuff.
that's
Okay.
why your screen was shaking so much because I'd gotten a rocket launcher and I was just spamming it at the ground.
Ah, that
So
makes sense.
yeah. So I literally because I'll
My
be
screen
honest.
was shaking so much I couldn't fucking see, and the zombies started hitting me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down because of this
Oh,
shit.
Yeah, so I literally would just go to different points of power and I'd spend 1600 points, stare at the ground, aim, and then just hold down the button and it would just shoot over and over again. Is It's ridiculous. But imagine you could have two launchers, one in your melee slot, one in your regular weapon slot. You could have a ray gun and a wonder weapon. Like you're set at that point, dude. If you could
Yeah.
have 4 guns, that would be wild.
You have anything else you want to say about Call of Duty?
It says on the Google Doc something about you guys kissing. I don't. Did you put that?
I
Oh
didn't
yeah, I
put
remember
that.
that. Oh, what?
I remember that. No,
Yeah,
but
that was
I
a
don't know
good
why
time.
that's on there. But okay.
PPSH
Like I said,
is
that's
getting added.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be the MP40 because they hinted towards an SMG, but PPSH is getting added for multiplayer and zombies. So and the
I
FAL
like
is
the
getting added.
PPSH.
Yeah, it was kind of
PPSH
crappy in
sounds
Black Ops
cool.
3. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Shoots little bullets, so it's like,
Yeah. They
Yeah.
keep saying the Ray Gun Mark II is gonna get added.
Oh,
at
I
some
just
point.
saw that.
I hope
You were
so.
screwed.
You
I
were
hope the Ray Gun Mark II gets added.
Well, I hope they do what they did in Black Ops 2, where it's available on every map. Because that's
I mean, they definitely have the ability, so there's no reason for them not to. The fuck if they don't.
aside from not wanting to let people have fun, but we'll see.
Only other thing I want to talk about is we just found out this morning because I wasn't aware of it. I didn't know that GTA 6 was not coming to PC like right away.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh.
Was it Nikki
That's
that was saying it's like
unfortunate.
a tradition that they don't release it on or on
stupid
PC
tradition.
For a year. I'm sure they have a reason for it, like
Probably for all the
Optimization
modding and stuff, you know?
that maybe. But also I assume they're not gonna have multiplayer for at least a year too,
You think so?
because they didn't have.
I don't
multiplayer
think so.
They didn't have
They've
multiplayer.
had so if you think about it, like between GTA 4 and GTA 5, I don't think the gap was that long.
It didn't feel long now.
It was like 4 or 5 years, right? This is 10 plus years, man. They better have multiplayer when it comes out. Then, but I'm also like, why the hell is it not going to be on PC then? Because I want to play on PC so I could have like the, put the settings on high and everything, and that shit look like real life.
Well, dude, GTRP is gonna be insane.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a huge resurgence in it. Like, so I still watch XQC every now and then, and he doesn't really do GTRP anymore, but there's still people in his community that still play it. And
I mean, I've tried to play GTRP, and a lot of the servers just don't.
they don't have people
they're not,
anymore.
Well, they're not supported. Like they're all broken and stuff.
Yeah,
They don't get fixed.
And no pixel, like the process of getting like whitelisted on there is stupid. And then even when you do get whitelisted, it takes forever to get.
Yeah, they
but-
denied my ass twice.
I think they denied me once.
I had like 600 average views at the time, and they still denied me.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they're like, "Well, we want you to have creative ideas for role playing," and it's like, dude, you guys are giving me like the same questions you've given everybody else. You're gonna see everything. Like, how do you expect me to have a unique answer when everybody else has already answered that question?
I'm gonna be a prostitute.
Yeah. Well, I think they were like, you're held at gunpoint. What do you do? And it's like, oh, well, I put my hands up because I have to value my life. And it's like, no, that's boring.
Offer my body.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Honestly, that
That's
might
the way
actually
to
help
go.
me get on the
Creative
server.
answer.
Yeah. But, yeah.
The only other thing I want to talk about gaming wise is if you have not played Marvel Rivals, it is really fun. I've been playing it with Theo, and
I keep forgetting to download
we've been
it.
playing it in the gaming session, and it's a good time. Have you played it, Jorge?
Played it for like 15 minutes, Spider-Man, and then I got bored and turned it off.
You gotta try all the different characters because like
I mean,
there's
yeah.
definitely a lot of different things to do, and I don't know. It's just like a really fun, casual, like game.
I just didn't feel like learning the game. I didn't see like a tutorial or anything, so I went like on some like against some bots or something. I had no idea what the hell I was doing, so I was like,
I didn't
I
do
don't
the
feel like putting in the
tutorial. It's
time.
it's basically Overwatch with Marvel
I
people.
haven't
Like
played
there's
Overwatch.
it's
So
I don't I think it's a fun time, so I'm gonna keep playing that. That's basically all I play is Call of Duty and Marvel Rivals. And like I don't know. I posted on X last night about it and people were talking to me about it, but I don't know if it's just a part of getting older, but I just don't get the same satisfaction out of gaming as I did like 10 years ago.
I
You
I'm
like
on
know?
the same boat.
I remember I used to be able to sit down and play the same game for like 12 hours straight, and I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I have to go and do something else for even if it's just
Well,
like
like
taking the trash out for a second. Like it's just
I started Death Stranding and it's amazing, but I'm just like
It's the one with Norman Reedus, right?
yeah,
yeah.
but at the same time I'm just like I almost would rather just like watch a movie cuz it's like a movie, you know? So I don't know. Maybe that's
Yeah.
just me
They
being
just don't
lazy,
hit
but
the same, dude. Nah. Sometimes it feels like it's a chore to play certain games too. Like it's hard to get them started. I don't know.
Resident Evil 4 is like the last game where I was like obsessed.
I have a
Yeah.
question.
Hmm.
So, how like what is the limit for the length of a Call of Duty campaign? Like, what do you think would be too long? Because I sometimes I play the campaign and I'm
More
like,
than 10 hours.
really? I see because certain campaigns I'm like, I wish there was more. Like, I think Black Ops 6 and Cold War didn't really have long enough campaigns.
Infinite Warfare is long.
I
I
think
haven't played
what
the campaign for that.
the
It's
thing
really
is,
good.
like for length, I don't think that would be like the thing for me. It'd be more of like, is it good enough to last that long? Like to make for it to make sense. Like if it's just a
Yeah.
bunch of nonsense every mission, where it's like just not contributing anything to the actual like story or whatever, it's just a bunch of
Yeah.
shit just
Like
that they throw in,
Ghosts.
then that's
Black
long.
Black
But
Ops
like
6 was great until the second half and it started doing like wannabe Resident Evil shit.
I mean,
It
I
was
so
haven't
just
played it.
dumb.
you haven't played the campaign or no?
I haven't played a Call of Duty campaign since like
It's one of the best
Black Ops
campaigns in
4.
recent like I would say
Black
the best
Ops.
campaign since Modern Warfare 2019, but
I haven't played that either.
there
Mm.
dude, Modern Warfare 2019 is 100% worth playing the campaign
Yeah.
for. That's some hardcore shit,
Yeah,
man.
dude, they were doing so well with keeping the tone serious for the campaign for that game, and then it just took a dump, man.
I think it was Ghost was my last campaign.
Well, I can see why that was
Um,
your last campaign because that campaign
That
sucked.
one's that was,
There ain't gonna be
I
any
like Ghost.
ghosts. Like Jesus Christ, bro.
I think people overhated that one, man,
I
honestly.
liked Extinction. That was
My least favorite campaign, hands down, is Vanguard. That shit was like
I
half
never got
cutscenes.
Vanguard.
It's like 4 hours long, and half of it is cutscenes. You would be in the middle of a cool part of the mission, and it would switch to a cutscene, and I'd be like, "What the fuck? I'm playing!" You know, like
I still haven't played any. Like I didn't buy Vanguard,
I
so
didn't
I haven't
either.
played any of it, and it sucks because
a little late now. So
I mean the only reason why I would buy it is if it was like $2, and I would play it to see what Shino Numa was like with the extra stuff they added to it, and that's it.
World War
Shino Numa's on
II
there?
was like Band of Brothers. Like the campaign was like straight up Band of Brothers.
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh no, I did play World War II campaign, but I did like 3 missions.
It had
and
like
I
Josh
stopped
Josh
it.
Duhamel in it. It's like the
Well,
lead guy. Like it was good.
I think once again, and I say this about Advanced Warfare a lot. Advanced Warfare was kind of underrated as well. Like I really liked their
I
campaign.
just
That was the
every
first
time
jetpack one, right?
Yes.
yeah, the first exosuit one or whatever they called it. The
I like the zombies.
yeah,
Zombies
the
was
zombies
solid.
was fun. It was actually pretty hard. I every time I see that like meme though, where it's like that one part of the game where it's just Kevin Spacey in the
He's like-
Jeep and he turns around, he's like, "What you're seeing here is advanced warfare."
Yeah, dude. Well, I've seen a meme where it's that, but like they have those like TikTok girls that are like
TikTok
government
girls.
psyops. Yeah, and they're like, what you're seeing is advanced warfare, and she's like doing dances in a uniform. Yeah.
Dude, wasn't Advanced Warfare the one that had the press F to pay
Yeah,
respects?
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
That's where that
See,
came
that was
from.
a good game.
Dude, see that game, like I think that they went into it with that mindset of like this needs to flow like a movie because that's why they had
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey in there, and then they have that one scene where so your arm gets ripped off or something like that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And so you're sitting there with a cast holding your arm, and Kevin Spacey's character like hands you a card that says Atlas Industries on it, right? And
Yeah.
you're looking at the card, and then it transitions where there's like a flash of lightning, and then suddenly you're on the battlefield with like a robot arm, and
Yeah, it
you're
like
looking
didn't
at
waste time.
yeah, and you're looking at the logo on your robot arm. So like the transition's so sick, dude. Like they really tried to make that campaign like an art piece.
I
And then
still think the best campaign is Modern Warfare 2, the OG.
yeah,
It's the one
yeah,
with Ghost, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
and like Hans Zimmer did the score and everything.
Well, that whole trilogy was really good.
I mean the third one, I I don't blame them for that though, because the whole studio got gutted because of that lawsuit.
Yeah, dude,
But
I've heard about like the full history of that, and like it's crazy, dude. They were like, hey, like the game did really well. We deserve more. Like we did
well,
all
it
the
wasn't
work.
just that. The reason that Activision like fired them and went after them is because they found emails that said that they purposely delayed DLC because I guess they were friends with some of the devs at Battlefield or
Uh-huh.
at Dice who made Battlefield, and they purposely delayed DLC so that like I guess they could have a head start on something, and that's you know Activision's like what the fuck, that like doesn't benefit us. Why are you
Well,
doing that? That's violates your contract or some shit. And so
I
they've
I don't know.
used to that as ammunition.
I also heard that what they were doing was like, or when I say they, I mean Activision. They were like purposely finding like reasons to fire them, and like I heard that some of the stuff that they had claimed was actually not true. But I also wasn't there, so
I
my
remember seeing the emails and it was like, oh shit, yeah.
yeah.
They
But
were basically like, yeah, yeah, we'll delay it a week or whatever. You know,
you can fake an email though.
I'm pretty sure it was like acknowledged to be real.
I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't there for it, but either way, I think the whole situation was bad in general because
I was following that shit like religiously because I was like, no, this is my favorite game like ever, and like Modern Warfare 3 is supposed to be
but
amazing, and
see,
it just got fucked.
the campaign wasn't bad though for Modern Warfare 3.
No, but I mean, it just didn't. It didn't. There was nothing in it that was like, wow. Like there was no Russian. There was no moment where you were like, oh, like
No
when
Russian.
Soap dies, you're like, whatever. Well, because
What do you mean you're
what?
like whatever, bro? What?
Huh?
Soap dies, bro. What do you like? Yeah, what do you mean you're whatever about
I'm
Soap dying?
I'm saying like
Hand soap, motherfucker.
it wasn't as sad as when Ghost and the guy you're playing as
Yeah.
get burned alive to that sad Hans Zimmer score. It
Yeah,
just
I
wasn't the
mean,
same.
I still think it was really
Um,
cool that they tied what was his name? Yuri back into like Modern Warfare 1 and 2. Like you go and see it, he was involved in all of that
yeah,
stuff. But I still think what's crazy about COD 4 is the fact that like a freaking nuke goes off in that game.
yeah, that was sick.
Like and when in COD 4 remastered, dude, it looks insane. Like it's crazy how much the graphics have changed between those two games because the nuke has way more impact in that game for sure. But
Anyways, I think we talked about games enough. Our last topic, which we won't keep too long, because I got shit to do. Dating tips from Jorge. So Jorge, let's say the scenario is you've just recently had your heart broken. You've been dating this girl for 2-3 years. Okay, like it was starting to get deep. It's a deep cut, and now you're getting back on the market. What would your advice be for finding the snow bunnies? What lay
okay,
out the
not
plan here?
hold on. Let's not hone in on just the snow bunnies. Let's just say in general.
In
Okay.
general.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
trying to get back
just
into
to
dating.
clarify, so that girl, how did she break your heart?
She
What did she
cheated
do?
on you.
Yeah, cheated.
Oh, damn. All
Like
right.
that, you thought you were gonna marry this chick.
Damn. So
You
the
loved her that
hard
much.
shit. Okay. So, I mean, the first step, the priority is like basically you gotta lock in on your own shit before you even pursue anything. Like you gotta make sure, you're good mentally because that shit's gonna fuck you up. Like you're gonna probably feel worthless. You're probably gonna feel like, damn, my whole life is a joke, all this stuff. You're gonna feel bad about yourself in that sense. So you gotta mentally be able to handle that situation. So you would have to get some distractions. Maybe I wouldn't say gaming because that can probably make it worse because you might feel lonely if you don't play with friends, stuff like that, you know. But, start a new hobby, do something you haven't done before, exercise, that would be something that would be motivation to try to bettering yourself in the sense of like, okay, I'm gonna improve the way I look, my health, all this stuff. So like as long as you're working on yourself, that'll help you mentally and physically. And once you get over that step of like, okay, I look good, I feel good, then that's when you can start moving on to the step of pursuing someone. Um, but if you're still emotionally unavailable, there's no point.
Yeah.
Like,
So I would say like the scenario is like you're just getting back into the game. You're not looking for anything serious.
okay, so you're just trying to fuck.
He's
All right.
like, all right, yeah, no, this is easy.
Where like what places do you go to try and meet women? And then like
Places.
when you do start dating, like what is your like game plan as far as like, okay, this is the plan I'm following date wise, like this is where I
Okay.
take her, this is what we do.
So, all right. So, starting off with the places. If you're just looking for something casual like hooking up or just, going on dates, maybe nothing serious, but it can turn into something like that. Just you're just trying to get back in, right? Places, I would say like a club and bar wouldn't be essential because the ones that you're going to meet there are probably going to make you feel worse if you don't know what the hell you're doing. They're gonna, because a lot of times they have that same intention, but if you're not there emotionally because you're getting back into it, you're gonna, you might fall for it in a sense. Like you might like her after that situation. So if you want to get back into it, I would say, maybe in a area like a library, the mall, some shit like that, something that's not too um involved with alcohol or giving a party vibe because yeah, it can be a fun hookup, but it's not essential in the sense of like if you're not emotionally there, you shouldn't be doing that in that sense. But if you're trying to let's say do something a little more serious, you how'd you say you would have to that's kind of complicated because it depends on like every person is different. But if we're talking about in general, you would kind of have to show your real personality in the beginning. If you started off as a lie, you're not going to be able to convince her in that sense. You're not going to be able to show her the real you because she's going to keep that image of that person you were trying to be, faking that personality. So you kind of have to keep it extremely real if you really want something serious. If she doesn't like you for you in the beginning, there's a chance she won't later on. Like, you got to be emotionally available from the start. Um, but sorry. Besides that, um, to get started, just like quick, easy tips. Don't do the usual shit where like, hey, I think you're beautiful. I think this. I think that. Like I saw you from the bar. I had to come talk
I've
to you.
come off
Nah.
thirsty.
Yeah, don't be like every other guy. That's the thing.
Hey baby, let me get that number.
Yeah, like if you do that, a lot of times they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's just a guy trying to hit on me, trying to do this." They're gonna suspect you want something out of this, right? So you gotta let it flow. Some trick I use sometimes is I look at a girl and I wait until she looks at me. I stare for like a second or two, and then I look away. Like make it seem like I'm not interested. Do it again later on, and they're gonna be like, "Why does he keep looking at me?" Yeah, you know what I mean? But don't stare too long, because then you look like a creep. So just do that little thing. But then once you start doing that, she'll notice you. She'll be like, okay, I saw this guy. He's looking at me, this, blah, 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 blah. No? Now, the way you approach them is pretty much you kind of make yourself look like you're not interested in her in a sense. So like if there's a group of girls, you want to talk to the group before you talk to her. So you go up to, let's say there's 4 girls. There's probably gonna be the fridge, there's gonna be the snack, there's gonna be the good friend, and then there's gonna be the bad influence, right?
Wait, did you
That's
say the
typically,
fridge?
yeah. That's that's the one that protects the snack. The ones that are typically the last one to get looked at, in a sense. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but it's just sometimes they get insecure. But we're not gonna get into that. You fridges, you know what the hell you're doing. All right, so what you need to do is go for the is whenever you're going for that like approach, never go for the snack because that's the one you're trying to go for. You get the attention to the fridge and the bad influence. Why? Because then they're the ones who stop the approaches. But if you like introduce yourself to those 2 girls or whatever, then it's a lot more open because they'll be like, oh, they're talking to me and not the hot friend. You know what I mean? So it'll be like, okay. But like nothing crazy. Don't be like, whoa, baby girl, like damn, like what that ass do or some shit. You know what I mean? Nothing like that. You gotta be like, um, say something ridiculous. I've even done something stupid where it's like a cheesy pickup line, but it's a ridiculous one. It's not like cheesy like, the typical nonsense you would see online. It's more of like, hey baby girl, you drop something or whatever. They look down and then you put out your hand and be like, your standards. Hi, I'm George. You know what I mean?
Jesus,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, it's
George.
like something like that. And they're gonna laugh because it's gonna be like, what the hell? What kind of pickup line was that? But it breaks the ice. And then you can start involving each person in the conversation at that point, and you'll be welcomed into the group, right? Now that's when you do the approach with the snack. Because but you don't do it directly to her, you tell her friends. So like you start saying things about that snack to those friends. And then they're gonna be like, oh yeah, this, and that. Like, oh yeah, she is pretty. Oh yeah, she is this. Oh, she is single. She is all this shit. So now they're doing the work for you and you're just there. And once that's happening, she's gonna be like, the snack is gonna be like, okay, maybe I should talk to this guy. All my friends are accepting him. Boom. Now it's easy from there. Just keep that same energy, just keep that same vibe. Don't don't if you run out of things to say, like whenever you guys are in a conversation, just listen to what she's saying and turn it into a question. Like something as simple as she's going to college, what do you study? That's it. Just have her talk the whole time because a motherfucker, she ain't gonna want to hear you yap on. You know what I mean? So turn whatever the hell she's saying into a question and just keep going and going and going and it works, dude. Trust me, it works. And of course you gotta be confident. If you show that you're insecure or something, yeah, it's not easy. Tell you now, it takes practice. But if you show
Repetition.
any yeah, if you show any level of insecurity, they're not gonna look at you the same in that night if it's something casual. It's way different, like I said, if it's something a little more serious. But if you're going for a little more casual, if you're showing that level of insecurity and then there's another guy who's showing hella confidence, she's probably gonna go for that other guy. But um yeah, just turn it into questions. Um if she's trying to tell or find out things about you, keep it short and sweet. Like maybe a sentence or two. Give her a reason to think like, okay, um, this guy's a little mysterious, or like, why doesn't he tell me, the full thing? What's going on? And she's gonna be a little more curious about you. She's gonna want to know. But eye contact is important, but don't show too much interest because then she'll be like, this guy's easy. Sometimes you can dissociate with the conversation. She could be saying something and then just pull a little turn around or something. Then she'll be like, what the hell was he looking for? Why isn't he paying attention to me? You got to show that she's not that value that she thinks she is in the sense of like, because a lot of girls have huge egos. So if you give her too much attention in that second, she's gonna feel like you're just another dude. But if you show that you don't have 100% interest in her, she's gonna wanna get that interest from you. So she's gonna push even further to talk to you. So if you dissociate a little bit, pull out your phone just for a couple of seconds, be like,
Bro has the Wii remote.
you're like, yeah, stuff like that. She's gonna be like, man, what the fuck? Um, she's gonna be questioning like, why isn't he interested in me? And yeah, it's a fuck boy type thing, but it works. So if you're going for the hookup, sometimes you gotta pull those plays, man. Like you gotta pull that little fuck boy in you.
Well, I got a
Like,
question.
uh-huh.
So, what are your thoughts on like dating apps?
I don't use them.
Whoa.
But because I don't need to. No.
Whoa!
Yeah, I think dating apps are something that girls use to like validate themselves and
Yeah,
get attention.
I was gonna say
They're,
that.
they're not serious.
Whoa.
Yeah, if you'll know if a girl is serious or not on a dating app. Like I know about them, I just don't use them. I've helped friends make profiles. I've helped friends talk to chicks, you know, icebreakers, stuff like that. Um, but like if a girl is expressing her true interest, the pictures she has up, all these things, you're gonna know like what their intentions are. If you see a girl like half naked in a bunch of her pictures, showing a lot of cleavage, you know, maybe at the beach, like all these things. Sure, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, you know, like you do you. But what I mean is like a lot of times that's because they want that validation, like Derek said, or they're looking for a hookup as well, which is nothing wrong, you know, hook up with whoever the hell you want. But if you see a girl who's like a bunch of just face pictures or like her getting some coffee, her doing some activity in a picture, whatever it is, she's probably a lot more serious. Not saying she won't hook up, but she's probably looking for that general love. Now,
What are your thoughts on farmers only? No, I'm just kidding.
oh, that's a good website. Man, when I tell you, dog, them farmer girls, they know how to play with soil. You feel me? They know how to play with your little crop. Like, yeah. Them overalls are gonna get under all this. You feel me? Like, oh shit. You feel me? Like,
Okay, so to finish up this final segment, so let's say you played your game right, it worked out. Now you were on the first date with the snack or whatever you've referred to this kind of girl as.
uh,
What's the game plan there? You know, to make sure you get another date, and I think that's covered it enough. But
okay. Well, it all depends
your
on
goal is to
intention.
get another date
Okay.
with the same chick.
So when you say another date, are you talking about like potentially making it serious or just another date like consistently hook up?
Adding this chick to your like roster or whatever the hell they call it nowadays. Like,
Okay, so it's kind of in the middle. Okay.
yeah.
It could be potential. Okay. All right. So if you played your games right, assuming
Cisco, you better be listening to taking notes, bro. You've been depressed in the Discord for too long.
is that the guy that got rejected?
It might probably. I just know his Discord
Alright.
thing was just like, it was always some sad shit like I want you back. Like that. And I'm just like,
Dang,
bro.
Cisco, I'm sorry, bro. I
Bro,
didn't
you're
know.
down bad. But hey, dog, I would say we've all been there, but I haven't been there. All right, so I mean I've been sad about a girl, but not like that. But anyway, okay. So a quick little thing before I mention that or answer your question. Also, don't overhype yourself and don't tell her things that you can't do. Or like in that sense, like let's say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make you come, baby girl, or some shit. And if you
Whoa.
don't, if you don't, dog, you fucked up. Or if you say you're like this, but you end up being like, no, this is massive. All right. So if you're like if you say you're a Wii remote, but you're actually this, like a pencil, like half of this, there's gonna be a fucking problem. So don't ever fucking lie about yourself in that sense because you're just digging a fucking deep ass hole in your fucking shit. And look, we're in fucking Albuquerque. That shit can fucking spread like that. So don't ever hype yourself up. If you keep it real, Sure, she can tell her friends like, "Oh yeah, this blah 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 blah." You know, this motherfucker has a small little weenie. But like, if
Chill,
you
chill with the F words.
fucking,
We're gonna get demonetized.
oh my bad. Uh,
Might have
amen. I don't know.
to, if we get
Okay.
demonetized, you're gonna have to when you check it, Chris, you might have to like censor that or something.
Okay.
I think it'll be
Okay.
fine. PKA has
We are
talked about
2
much
hours
worse.
in, but
Yeah,
What did I say? Just the F word? Or what?
bro,
a
just
bunch of like 5 F words in like a 10-second
we're you know
span.
what? Really, what it is?
Okay.
We gotta just tell mom not to watch this episode, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh.
Go watch she'll probably watch it on purpose if you say that though.
Oh
No.
my
Like, oh,
god.
little.
I promise you I'm not that bad, Miss Powder. But okay. Um oh
Oh,
man.
just
Okay.
Anyways,
finish it, bro.
trying to
Just
secure the
Okay.
second date.
Okay, to secure the second date. So,
so far,
um
honesty is a big one.
honesty, yes.
Yeah.
At this point you got to be honest. You cannot, I mean, yeah, casual hookup one time, you're probably not going to see her again. You can lie about certain things. Man, but like if you're trying to do a little more, then that's when you're going to fuck up. You cannot lie about a lot of shit. You know, there's a difference between lying and keeping things low key. So like maybe you just don't tell her the whole truth. That's a whole different scenario. But okay. So now to secure that second date, what would you say? Like you're at coffee shop, movies, dinner,
The Olive
Coffee
Garden.
shop. I
coffee
think
shop?
the movies is a bad first date personally, but
It can be, yes, yeah. I wouldn't recommend that if you don't have the confidence to keep a good vibe before and after the movie. Um, okay, so coffee shop. So it'd be probably a day fucking date, right? Um, sorry, I don't know. I keep cussing. Okay, so when you're in that type of, um, I guess you would say situation, it's a lot more serious because whenever you're going on a date during the day, it's more of like you have more intentions of a relationship. So she might see it that way. So in order to secure this, you basically got to show her that you're ready, emotionally ready. So if you start talking about girls and stuff in that date, that's the number one red flag for a guy. If you start talking about your exes, unless it's specifically brought up by her, then you're cooked. Like you you're just not interesting. If you have to talk about other girls in front of a girl, you're cooked. Fucking figure out a hobby or something, dude. Do something with your life. But um keep girls away from any conversation unless like I said she's brought up. Um questions, like I said, same thing. Learn about her. Try to get try to think of things that wouldn't be so simple like what do you do for work? Blah 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 blah. Yeah, you can know that, but it's just going to be the same vanilla topic type stuff. Like you can say something like, "What's something in your life you would go back into the past to change or something?" You know what I mean? Like something that is a little deeper in that sense. Sure, it's not deep, deep, but like it'll get her thinking. Like, okay, what's something I would want to change in my past? Or maybe like, um, what are your thoughts on this specific topic? Blah blah. Don't go into politics either. Jesus Christ.
ugh,
But
please no.
yeah, but make sure she's heard. Okay, that's the important thing. Girls love being heard, being seen. So if you're the one yapping, mm, she's not gonna like that. She's
So
gonna think, mm,
if it's the first date, are you paying for the coffee?
of course.
Okay.
What the hell is $3-4 gonna do? But
There's guys out there who are like, I don't pay for
if
her
you can't afford a coffee
food or
for a
whatever
girl,
on
you
the
shouldn't be
first
going
date.
on dates. I'll tell you that right
Based.
now.
Based.
Don't do it. If you can't afford to take a girl out, don't do it. I mean, if you wanna take a girl out, just don't go anywhere that costs money. If it's that big of a deal for you, don't do it. Go to a park, go to the beach, take a walk downtown. There's so many things you can do for free. You know, the point of the date isn't where you go, it's the vibe you give. So you can go to a coffee shop and give the same vibe as a walk. You know what I mean? You're talking, you're getting to know each other, having a good time. I mean, just make sure you keep it, of course, at your budget. She has to know where you're at in that sense. Because when a girl wants to go a little further and potentially give you a second date, third date, maybe even start a real relationship, she wants to know these things like where you're at in your life, financially, emotionally, all this shit, right? So if you take her to like some expensive ass dinner on your first date, let's say it costs you 100 to 200, right? I mean, she's gonna think that okay, this guy has money. This guy does this. This guy um can give me a specific lifestyle. Now, let's say you guys do something else after. Maybe you can't afford it. She's gonna be like, this guy's trying too hard, you know? So keep it at your level. It doesn't matter. If she doesn't approve, bro, then she's not for you. Like, there's other women in this damn world. You can't just, give up on that first one who rejected you in the sense of like, okay, this guy doesn't have money, so I don't want to talk to him. This guy's not emotionally stable, I don't want to talk to him. So what? Maybe that other girl that comes next does accept that, does want that. There's girls that'll help you grow. There's girls that'll support you in any decision you make, will be, basically have your back on everything. And of course, there's other ones who have interests of like, they want a man who's already there. You know what I mean? But like, it's not your fault either. You know? Like, if it just doesn't work out, you just gotta accept it. Sometimes it's just not gonna. So
Yeah,
if that
Cisco.
second date, yeah, if that second date doesn't look, man, who the fuck is calling? Carlos, who the fuck is Carlos? um, okay, yeah. So don't force anything either. Like if there's a silence between a conversation, like it just completely stopped out of nowhere, don't say anything. It's a really good trick. If you can stay silent during a conversation, that shows that power in you. That shows that you're not gonna break down and get nervous easily and try to start something else. Something that's worked for me, if like that something like that ever happens, I just look at her. And then she's just like she starts talking or she says something or whatever. But it shows that move that like you're not getting nervous over this. And she's gonna like that. Girls like confidence, you know? So don't ever, ever what's it called? Try to fix something or try to do something in that sense of like, um, if you feel something's going wrong, just let it go wrong. Don't fix it. This is a first date. Mistakes are gonna happen. But if you try to fix every mistake that's going on or fix every gap, then you just look desperate. You look nervous. So you need to just keep your cool. Sometimes it's okay to be quiet. Sometimes it's okay to just have that pause. Think about what you're gonna say next. Don't just force it out. They're gonna respect that a lot more. So just basically, dude, like to all these guys out there who are trying to get a second date, whatever it is, don't try too hard. Just, of course, be yourself in the sense of like, what you talk about, but don't feel desperate to where you have to say certain things or keep a conversation fully going if it's just not gonna, you know what I mean? Don't force anything. If the moment you start forcing shit is the moment you're gonna realize that, or that girl's gonna realize that maybe this ain't gonna work because it's a little awkward. You know what I mean? So just keep it real, but also keep it cool. That's all you gotta do.
Great. I think that was all really great advice. I didn't expect it to be that serious, but I think there's some people listening who could honestly use some of that advice because I think, I mean, we all, I think, have been there where it's just like you just overthink shit and you get nervous and like it just you ruin shit right out of the gate because you're just too stuck in your own head, you know. So
Don't get too
great advice,
personal.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Take it slow. Like it's some of these people out there, man. Like first date or first conversation, they're already talking about like, oh, so how many kids do you want to have and shit like that. It's like, whoa, slow the fuck down, man.
Yeah. And a quick little thing, I already mentioned it, but make sure you're not giving too much about yourself too early on.
Keep some mystery to it.
I'm not,
Yeah.
yeah, you always got to have something in your pocket when it comes to things about you. You know, may always have that surprise, because if that surprise element is gone, she might get bored if it's the beginning. You know what I mean? She might not like you because she's not finding any more interest in you. She's not having a reason to find out more about you. So you give everything out. Like, let's say if you're an actor, if you're like, oh, I've been in this, I've done this, I know these people, I fucked this person, and on set, I fucking whatever, blah blah blah.
What the
You know,
hell?
you know what I mean? You give all those details on that first conversation, and you're like, oh, I've now I'm gonna do this in the future, blah 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 blah. Then you're not gonna have anything else to talk about your career later on. You already
Yeah.
mentioned it all. So, you know, give her that opportunity to see, like, let me look this guy up. You know, yeah, I'm an actor. What you been in? Be like, just a few projects, and be like, TV shows, films, and maybe I'll show you sometime. Just keep it simple. And then she's gonna want to know more. She's gonna ask more, but don't give her the direct answer just yet. Keep
Let her
it.
discover.
Yeah, exactly. Ron, if you're listening, you know. But okay, yeah, keep that mystery to yourself, man. That's huge for you. There's so many guys who fuck up and give everything in the beginning of the relationship, and she's kind of like, well, what now?
Yeah.
You know. So always
Yeah.
have that mystery to you.
Lots of great advice. Definitely take some notes, Cisco. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Cisco.
No, but there's seriously some noteworthy stuff in there. There's definitely some
Yeah.
noteworthy stuff in there. And thanks
Yeah.
for making episode 69 a very valuable episode.
It's a spicy
Comes
one.
And
to that
Cisco,
stuff,
don't be DMing random girls like that either, if you don't know what the hell you're saying. Like, you do too much on your first message. Like, I think the one I saw, like, it came out a little desperate.
Desperation is the biggest
Yeah.
buzzkill, man.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, look, Cisco, there's nothing wrong. People need to learn. People need to try. So, I mean, the good thing is you try. But sometimes you got to learn from your mistakes too. You can't keep repeating that mistake. And you can't fall for someone who never had anything for you. You got to learn that too. Just because you like someone doesn't mean they're going to like you back. You got to accept that reality. Yeah.
Base.
anyways, on to our recommendations for the week. As I mentioned, one of the actors that looks like they'll be joining the cast of Always Ready is in this film called Only the Brave, and it's based on a true story about the Granite Mountain Hotshots, which is this group of they're like the elite firefighting wildlife
Yeah.
firefighters, who like I mean you see this California stuff, like those are the guys that are like on the ground in the shit, and there's this really sad, like unfortunate thing that happened with the Granite Mountain Hotshots. And this movie about it is really damn good and really underrated. Like, the guy who made Top Gun Maverick is the director. So just
Ooh.
for example, like that, it's really well made, really great cast. Got Josh Brolin, Miles Teller, Jeff
Oh.
Bridges, Taylor Kish.
Oh, what's it called?
Only the Brave.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, one of the actors who's in the Granite Mountain Hotshots looks like he's going to be joining our cast for Always Ready, so that's pretty dope. So I recommend that. I looked, it says it's streaming on Stars. Ain't nobody got Stars. Like,
Forgot
Well,
that existed.
I think Stars is like a package you can get for Hulu.
yeah, but and I think on Prime you can get it. You can like add it as a channel for like $5 or something.
Yeah.
But it's one of those movies that's like genuinely good enough that like it's worth renting or buying. So That's my recommendation. What about you, Chris?
I don't have one this week because I've been too busy.
Okay.
But what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to ask for the viewers that are watching, right? If you have a suggestion for a movie to watch, please put it in the comments because I'm trying to build up a list of things to watch so that when I have time, I can go, hey, you know what, this one sounds good. So please do that. I will be checking the comments on this episode. So please recommend stuff, TV shows or movies.
Anything you want to recommend, Jorge? If not, that's fine. I feel like you just gave a lot of info. So
Well, this is a movie actually related to something like dating advice. Now I just thought of it. Crazy Stupid Love.
Ooh.
oh, dude, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Great
Um,
recommendation.
I mean, yeah, sure, it's a movie. Yeah, sure, it could be a bit exaggerated. Some scenarios like that won't really exist in a sense, but it's not bad advice either. Like it's giving a message showing like you you got to be able to work on yourself. You got to be able to be emotionally available. You got to be able to um don't be afraid to do things that you're not comfortable with, basically. So that transformation that Ryan gave Steve Carell helped him a lot, helped him grow in that sense, and that lesson can apply to real life. It doesn't have to be that exactly, but it helps you in a sense.
Cool. Yeah, guys. Episode 69. It's a banger. I'm I'm really looking forward to what people have to say about this episode. But we'll we'll see you next week. Get some Fit Butters, get some G Fuel, join our Patreon. We're in there. If I'm sure if you have a specific question about maybe a situation you have with somebody in a relationship, Jorge will probably give you an answer in there. So join our
Yeah.
Discord. It's free. Yeah.
If you have any questions, dating advice, even just messaging advice, dude, like honestly, I like doing that stuff. It's fun because, I mean, I'm out the game. I'm not interested in doing all that, but I know the game. So if you need
There
help,
you go.
anything, let me know.
Yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
if we're gonna have a guest next week. I think that's okay if we don't, because we had one this time.
Yeah.
Usually we do every 5 episodes, but yeah.
Better
Follow
sit
the
time with my girl after this.
go subscribe to the dedicated Cool Ranch Corner channel, because like I said, over the next couple months we're gonna be pretty much transitioning over there, and we are working on the audio only versions too, because people have been asking. But thanks for listening or watching or both. Peace.
Later.